There we go. So we're just super excited to have one of our favorite buyers who relocated from another state, bought sight unseen. We have Shelley Osmond here just to kind of share her story. We hope this will give hope and inspiration to other people that might be in your shoes. Moving's hard, right, Shelley?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your story. You moved from another state, and we did this kind of sight unseen, not kind of, we did.
Yes.
So tell us where you moved from and why you were looking to relocate, and then.
So I'm actually originally from Canada. My husband was working with the Philadelphia Flyers. He was their strength and conditioning coach. So we actually initially moved from Canada down to New Jersey. And we were there for 6 years. And unfortunately, his contract ended. At that point, he was looking to find another job in kind of the industry. He was lucky enough to get on with the Tampa Rays baseball. So he went from baseball to hockey and back to baseball. So he had a number of choices. We chose to come to this area because we love the Sarasota, Tampa area. And so we knew that was going to be a big move for us, another big move. And we had heard, we knew how hot the market was. So we knew that this was going to present some challenges. We had sold our house in Cherry Hill in a quick 4 days with multiple offers. We had probably 40 some people through our house in 4 days, and several offers. So we knew that, just because it was like that on our end, it was going to be a challenge for us to buy down here.
Yeah. And that's why I thought it was so important for us to jump on a quick Zoom call. We got connected through a referral who I know quite well through the real estate industry. And she said, you have to help my buyers. They are under contract. We have to make this happen. So I knew time was of the essence, and that a quick strategy session on Zoom was going to be really helpful, just to kind of give you an overview of what was going on here, which is very similar to the market there, but just to kind of make sure we understood your needs. So if you were to give any advice to a buyer right now that either is thinking of selling their house someplace else, having nerves about buying a house sight unseen, what kind of tips or advice would you give them that was helpful during the process and working with us?
So first of all, I would make sure that your house is sold, that it's ready to go. You need to make sure that your house is completely under contract, that it's pretty much a done deal, and that you're ready to buy. The market moves so quickly that has to be in place before you start looking. You can dabble and kind of see what's out there, but you have to be ready to jump on it. Once you're ready and that piece of the puzzle is out of the way, you can start looking, definitely with a realtor like yourself. Once you see something, you really have to jump on it immediately. We actually had, I lost track of how many offers we had on houses at one point. If you liked it, we put an offer in. And I think at some point we might have had 5 or 6 offers in at the same time. I know we were backup offers on several different houses. We didn't even see any of these houses. And that's kind of the market that you're in. It may not be the house of your dreams. You don't unfortunately get to pick in this market. It's kind of like, well, you know what, this house will do. It's a house, and it's better than living in a hotel for 3 or 4 months, which we are very well aware that some people who are here are doing. So you don't unfortunately have that ability to be super picky in this market. You look at what is out there, and you have to go with what's available. If you want to get into a house, really, you have to start making offers immediately. And if you're lucky enough to get one accepted, you move on it right away with as little restrictions as possible. And in the meantime, we still were making backup offers on other houses just in case it fell through.
So what I'm hearing, and this is kind of the advice that we give most people, is make sure that your house that you're currently selling, all of the contingencies have been removed. So you're not going to end up in a situation owning two homes unless you're comfortable, doing so. Number two, make sure you are pre-approved, if not by one lender, more than one. And, just make sure that you are a solid buyer because you're up against cash offers, and be comfortable knowing that you have a professional consultant, boots on the ground, doing videos and getting to the information as quickly as possible. I see some single agents struggling right now, or they haven't partnered with someone, or they don't have what's called a team structure. And, it's important to be able to have a strong group of licensed professionals working for the buyer and the buyer's best interest, because if we can't get to the property right away because we're showing property, we know there's someone that understands the market, is a local economist of choice, and can give you advice on this house versus this other home. And then third, I'm hearing, have a backup plan, have a plan B, because we're not sure if that offer will get accepted.
Exactly. And unfortunately, we're not in a category where we could be a cash offer. If you have the ability to be a cash offer, then good for you.
Right.
That would be fantastic. But in this market, especially if you are not in a position to be a cash offer, be prepared that everyone is going to be offering over asking. So if you are not a cash offer, you are going to have to go even a little higher above what you would expect to over asking to make that offer more attractive. And you're also going to have to look at some other little details that are going to make you more attractive. So a quicker turnaround for inspection, any other kind of ideas that you can come up with to make yourself look far more attractive. So that's critical, because if you can't offer cash and waive the inspection, then you need to really quickly come up with some other ideas.
I love that. And, I think what I hear a lot of people say is, well, I don't have, the cash to pay for, or maybe they don't want to, right? The interest rates are so low and they want to take advantage of the interest rates. And sometimes there's just this fear of, I'm not going to be competitive. And the reality is, if you have some other really good strategies, if you are able to shorten that inspection period, if you are able to go ahead and show that you're a solid buyer with maybe more than one pre-approval, and then having the strength of a really good realtor. And, it's not just me, it was obviously the team that has good relationships with other agents. I mean, we had to kind of go to bat and be like, listen, we know we're not cash, but we have an escalation clause, or we have a gap addendum showing that, we know the appraisers are having a hard time too with the market moving so quickly, that we're willing to maybe compensate for that difference, should there be a difference. And also just let them know that we are going to take this to the closing finish line. And if you don't have a good relationship with that other realtor, I mean, luckily we had another KW agent on the other end, and we're fortunate enough to be able to have those conversations. And I knew the person and have good relationships in the community. But on the buyer side, like you're saying, the critical points are understanding your strengths and weaknesses and knowing how to apply those when you're in heavy negotiations.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad that you have a home. I know this has been stressful. It's people, it's real estate. It's never smooth and easy. I never want to paint the picture that it's absolute pure perfection, but we got through it. And I'm so glad that, and your inspector lives near you, which is great. Yes. Obviously, that's a huge testament to your location. He inspects thousands of homes and chose to live in your neighborhood. So like you said, it might not be your dream home, just getting here, getting to Florida, but you can make it your own. You can turn it into what you want. And location, that is the most important thing. And it is still possible to get into a home in Sarasota, Florida, under the average sales price and still be able to finance and beat out multiple offers.
It is.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. I hope this gives hope and inspiration to others. And we certainly hope that you'll recommend us to other buyers looking to make the same move. And hopefully we can share this story with others to inspire them to do that.
Yes.
All right, Shelley, well, enjoy your new home.
Thank you.
My pleasure.